Hello, everyone. My name is Luke Thomas here, one half of the Morning Combat team with some breaking news. Now, today, as I'm giving this news report, so to speak, to you, it is the 24th of September, 2021, and Jon Jones has been arrested in Las Vegas. This is Friday. He was arrested this morning, 5:45 a.m. local time in Las Vegas, so about 8:45 in the morning East Coast time. Now, you might remember he was in Las Vegas and actually did some of the media rounds yesterday discussing a potential return to heavyweight, but also he was inducted for his fight with Alexander Gustafsson into the UFC Hall of Fame. But Mark Raimondi of ESPN, and I have the details here in front of me. We will link in the description box below, a link to the news article. He was charged with this morning misdemeanor battery domestic violence and injuring or tampering with a vehicle, according to Officer Larry Hadfeld of the Las Vegas Metro Police Department, who spoke to ESPN. His bail is $8,000, but he's currently on a 12-hour hold, so he cannot get out of there until, I'm assuming, around 6 p.m. or so, Las Vegas time. Now, Jones, as you might know, is 34 years of age and has a record at this point that is, in terms of his run-ins with the law, pretty extensive. I won't go into the whole detail of everything he's ever done, but there is at least one other piece of news to be reminded of here. First of all, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. We don't know exactly the nature of the charges. We don't know what happened. We don't know exactly anything other than what ESPN reported and what I just told you. But it is worth reminding everyone that in March of 2020, he was arrested in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This was all captured on the sort of chest camera of the attending officer, and he was eventually charged with, I'm going to read the whole thing here, not the entire incident, but he was charged with aggravated DWI, negligent use of a firearm, possession of an open container, and driving with no proof of insurance. Now, he did reach a plea agreement with prosecutors in that case and avoided jail time, but had to do community service, some house arrest, pay a series of fines, had to do minimum 90 days in outpatient therapy, and you get the whole just from there. I don't know in any way what will happen on to this particular case. I don't know what any of this will mean going forward, but it obviously cannot be great that legal troubles continue to plague Jon Jones even when he is no longer actively participating on a regular basis as a UFC fighter. It also is sort of noteworthy that these charges are just misdemeanor, but that the troubles with the law being a feature of merely his 20s is not really true. It now continues to plague him into his mid-30s. Although we should note he could reach some kind of agreement with the authorities in Las Vegas. These charges potentially could be dropped. There's a lot of different ways that this could go. But again, Jon Jones is back in legal hot water, currently sitting in a jail cell in Las Vegas, Nevada, for some misdemeanor charges, but some ones that sound not great. Domestic battery charges and tampering with a vehicle. We will have to hear his side of the story. We will have to get more information about it. I don't know what, if anything, this will mean for his UFC future, if any of the previous issues didn't really harbor any, or I should say didn't force any either change to his personal life or impact his ability to get into the cage, and I don't know what this one would do necessarily. I don't suspect the UFC would discipline him. I don't suspect that the UFC would cut him, certainly, or any of those matters. But here we are, all over again. All right, well, as this situation develops, we will have more to share for you. I think just as a last thing, as a personal comment or as sort of an editorial comment, I would say that the idea that Jon has left that part of his life behind him, even though many people forgot what happened during the pandemic, I think was very foolish. I don't think it's left him at all, and the evidence for that is pretty strong. Everyone wanted to blame his previous management. Everyone wanted to blame perhaps various enablers in his camp, or even him to a strong degree. But now there's been a lot of turnover in his personal life, and this is still happening. So not a great thing. We'll see what he has to say. We'll see what happens as this case develops. Keep it locked right here to Morning Combat. Thumbs up on the video. Hit subscribe for more news details, breaking news, and everything else we do here. Until next time, enjoy the fights.